Alright, I'm gonna try to be bold about this. Now, most people are gonna shut off because it's about money and people hate talking about money. I'm comfortable and happy and healthy and get by day to day. I know that my financial realities will never be correct, but really nobody's is. I'm just open about it. I know how broken the system is. I know that there's no amount of being clever or industrious or even of inheritance that will allow you to have sound footing in the financial world. I'm about as broke as you can get and still have a roof over my head. I'm healthy and fairly sane, other than everybody will think that I'm insane because I don't give no shits to tell people that I'm poor. I don't give no shits to tell people to their face that they're promoting a system that shits on poor people, and I use the intelligence that I have to put it to the people on the phone as directly and acutely to say that you're getting paid for this and you just told me that I owe more money. Don't you see that that's a problem? I'm seeking you for advice or financial advice, and you told me that I have to pay into it. Thank you, good day, and shut off the phone on me? Don't you think that's a problem? Give it to people at the bank. You can't cash this check that I gave you right now? No, because you have to do this and this and this. And so if you have to make me wait a day, well, the bank can do whatever they want with that $100 I'm trying to cash for the whole day and put it in the stocks and make dividends 8,000-9,000 times more than I paid into it, specifically as the bank person, as a bank member. And psychologically, I owe money for credit cards, and they call me every day. They call me and email me and text me and remind me that I owe them a very small amount of money and that I'm their slave forever. Calling them to correct it, to try to address the situation, telling me that I have to pay into it more to try to absolve the situation. Calling a credit counselor, the best that they could do is reduce interest, and I'm fine with that. I got documentation for that, and it's ridiculous. I've had my problems, but really, what is my problem? Is that I'm honest and direct with people. We live in a world where you can't say a fucking thing about anything. You're expected to sit back and allow people to walk all over you, and if you're not in a position to do that, to establish yourself otherwise, then people won't allow you to act how I'm acting, and will make it my problem for some reason, and make it so that I'm the crazy person for not being financially responsible while I squeeze, $16 for another grain of rice. Like, it's ridiculous. Them asking me, oh, can you ask your family for more money? No, of course not. This is my problem. Don't put it upon the people that I care about as well. It's ridiculous to me. And then the other thing is that people just know that you're poor when you don't have money. Women won't talk to me. Men look at me like I could be their housewife and I have no interest. Not with men, because they definitely don't understand who I am. And I'm happy day to day, and that seems to be another problem. You're not allowed to be content. Well, you're negative $20,000 in debt, to put it explicitly. That's another thing. Nobody talks about money explicitly. But why? There's nothing wrong with saying the numbers that you have. It's all a big shit show. You could probably think that I'm insane for doing all of this, and that my advice that everyone should just tell like it is about money, because that's the thing. That's how all these Epstein Islands, and this is how all these wars gets. People are trying to hide how much money they have or how they owe, or that's why women are demanding of money from men, because they just don't have it. There's not enough of it for regular everyday people to get the things that people need to be healthy. And it's so hard. And then people are just well, it looks like the computer told me that this is your only option, and that's you don't get anything. Well, thanks so much for wasting an hour of me trying to find someone on the phone to do this. I appreciate it. Would you like me to derive an analytic function with the gamma function in it, integrate it correctly? Of course not. Who would want that? Why would you go to school for that? But I did, because finances don't make any sense to me at all, because I know it's all just people lying to try to get more. That's all it is. At the pot shop, I order it online. Oh, it didn't go through online. You got to pay it up front. And then it's like they give you the change, and then you feel bad if you don't tip them. So you just throw it on top of the tip jar and walk away. Just every single little interaction with money is always like that. And why is it acceptable like that? Don't play into it. It only ever causes harm. Money is as good as what you use it for. And the way that things are set up, it's done every little sociological trick to make sure that you only have just enough to be barely sustainable at every class, unless you're like the hyper elite class, can do whatever. I try to just not pay it any mind, and you see that's where that's gotten me. Nowhere nice. You know, I'm an artist on my own terms, and I've always known that. I'd known that this was going to happen. I know what happened to Daniel Johnston. I know what happened to all these guys who were profound, prolific artists and never get anything for it. I know that my works of art is deserving of payment, but people don't pay for it because it makes you a natural resource. And people don't like that you can generate wealth from less of the material that you have. That's not allowed. By our economic system. It has to be allocated for in terms of barrels of oil and bars of gold and work expenditure, where they squeeze people until they're dead and retired. I'm in a position to be a fucktard about this and complain about it, because everybody should. Don't be withholding. Give to poor people, please. The little amount of head over water that I've had in the past, giving to poor people, is the greatest thing in the world to do that. It leaves me poorer, because that goes against the philosophy of everybody in the world saying, don't pay those homeless people. They're just going to go buy a quart of alcohol. But meanwhile, they're scrounging around to try to find something to eat or have a plan. It's people just totally think the worst of homeless people for no reason. There's a reason why those people are seeking drugs and alcohol, because the lack of money and the lack of food and the lack of shelter, people are animals who are accustomed to deal with those things. That's not the issue in being poor. The issue in being poor is that you get socially... you get exiled. People won't talk to you. People will expect you to pull yourself up from your bootstraps, which is impossible to do. I've always had to ask for help from somebody else. There's no way. But surely my art is good enough to be a professional. No one would ever pay for it, as poor as I am now. Of course not. I know that. I make it anyway because it's great and it should be made. That's not why I make it. And that's another problem. You can't work on something that you legitimately enjoy. I'm fairly certain that's why I had to quit my previous job, because I was getting so much pressure from the administration for teaching the children positively and playing games with them, and ignoring the script when I thought it was not appropriate, and giving suggestions as to how to improve things. And oh, no, you get paid $20 an hour. If you don't stick to the letter of what you're told in the morning, you're gonna get every problem in the world. And I did, and I had to quit before people put me in a corner and used all the sociological tricks to get me to blow up and stuff, because the government and management systems they explicitly tell the public that yes, we manipulate you and we know how to put pressure on you so that you will freak out. We know that we can pinch you financially at any moment. We know that we can reposition employees that you like or dislike so that you leave on your own accord. It's the most ridiculous thing in the world. And me being forthright and honest and unashamed about how I am and what I say has made it absolutely impossible for me to get a job. It's made it absolutely impossible for me to have any effect on anything at all, and I don't really care, because I know I'm great. I'm healthy and sane, and no one can ever take that away from me. So I don't care if I'm $20 million in debt. I don't care if I get the weight of the entire Iran war on my bank account somehow and are required to pay it off for the rest of my life, because it would be worth it. I would rather, if it meant that the war would end, if I had to incur all of the costs, include by the Iranians and the Chinese and everybody else as well, go ahead. I'll pay off Greenland for the trouble we've caused. That's another thing. People are acting as though it's every day out there. No. The president is sending 10,000s of troops over at a whim, totally not in line with how contemporary warfare works. It's way too expensive. It's way too dangerous for everybody involved to do it that way. If these are our examples to how we're to live our lives, and I'm out of line for speaking my mind, are you insane? Are you insane? Certainly not. I know that I'm not all the way sane, but nobody really is. Don't let them fuck with your money. Do what you want to. Until they're squeezing you, until you have to give up something for your loved one or something, don't let them threaten them and scare you. Don't let them tell you that you don't have enough. I tell these people to their faces, through the phone, that I have no income and that I have been fired and unable to get a job. Because that's the truth. I do try. I have been trying to get a job. I've been working for 10 years. And people will say I need an attitude adjustment and I need to be more humble. How can I be more humble than to be negative $20,000 with no place of my own, having to ask my family for food and phone service, and I how else? What else? How do you be more humble than that? Go like this? That's the thing. The people, the employees, and the people who are leaders, they don't care how good your work is. They want you to be like, oh no, sorry boss, I did it wrong. I'll do it the right way this time. And act like you're this subservient little docile employee. And I can't be like that, because it does badly to my soul to do that. And all of the work that I've had to try to get better and to be positive in my life doesn't allow me to act like that. Because that was my whole... But people liked me so much more when I was ashamed and looked down and didn't speak up and you know, wasn't afraid to be rude sometimes, and, you know, I don't care. I love my life. What the fuck is wrong with everybody being so worried? The system is broken and needs to be fixed. It needs to be dealt with. I'm never going to not try to not, because it's so harmful. I'm in a position where I can soapbox about this, and I can complain about this legitimately. This is affecting people who they don't have the confidence or the education or the background or the roof over their head to be able to do this. And so I'm doing it for those people with the very little kind of porch sitting that I have in my life. So thank you very much. Don't worry about the money, motherfuckers. Live your life for your mission. Live your life because for what you have to do or what you have to be. Don't let the people who are just starting wars and mining on national grounds and killing off Mexicans, don't let those people dictate how you feel about the world because they're squeezing your pocketbook. That's the whole reason why those people got into power, is because they can get you afraid to make you think that you're not enough or that you don't have enough. Well, I guess I'll keep going. What do you think? Oh, that's right. Nobody talks to me because I'm Porzy.